All right, welcome in everybody to the Super Senior Classic. This is the final round, championship round, Stepladder top 4 here with Tom Hess, the PBA 50 Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year, sir. We're going to have a good one here today.
I believe this is going to be a pretty exciting match.
Yeah, we've got in the first match, who do we have starting things off for us?
Mitch Vernon is going to be bowling Pete McCordic. Pete's going to be the number 3 seed, so Pete will have lane choice. You know, the matches we just watched a little bit ago, if Pete gets lined up like he was on 15 and 16, I think Pete's got a really good shot to run this ladder.
Yeah, he goes front 8, front 7 against his opponents, and that's how he's got his way here to the show. And then in the next match, we'll have Ron Mohr, and Ron's going to be a little bit further inside of the other guys. More on that in a little bit. And then our top seed, Lennie Boresch, who just got done mauling him over at the Open Championships last week.
Yeah.
And is the number 1 seed here today at Samstown Super Senior Classic. Mike and Tom with you. We'll take you out to the lanes, and we'll watch the remainder of practice, and announcements will start here in just a moment. Got a couple different shots here for you today. Brian Kane on hand producing for us. This is our wide shot. You see Tom Carter down there and Jeff Johnson, Brunswick ball reps. They are down there with Mitch.
Yeah, I was down earlier while they were practicing down on their warm-up pairs down on 9 and 10. Don't know Mitch very well, so I was asking him if this is the first time he's ever been in a situation like this, and he told me that he made, Ron Mohr runs a very successful event called the Super Senior Shootout over at South Point, and Mitch has made the top 4 in one of those events. Those events are basically, a national tour type event.
They sure are.
With the players that show up. So he is not new to this environment per se, but on a true national level, in a major event, this is his first time in something like that.
I had a chance to speak to both players before the match. Mitch will be using a Paragon. That's kind of what's got him here. That's that blue ball going down the lane. It's a track bowling ball that's asymmetric, some surface on there. And if he were to ball down, he would get into a damn good verge from DV8. And I would talk to McCordic, and Pete McCordic here told me that he's going to be in the proton physics. I said, would you maybe ball down to something else? He goes, well, yeah, but I don't know what that would be. So I think he'll be throwing the proton physics. It's looked really good for him here this week. And it looks like Pete, we'll see if he can go front 7, front 8 here. But these two guys, and this is kind of what I wanted to say here leading into the show, these two guys are going to be playing out with surface. And then in our next match, Ron Mohr is going to be playing 10 to 12 boards left of these guys. And I talked to Ron, and he said he's looking for a hook spot to develop, just like we talked about with him through all of our interviews. His miss is to the right, not to the left. And if these guys can stay outside and use some fur out there, Ron Mohr might have a nice little hook spot to throw to. And then, of course, Lennie Boresch with his voodoo roll. He can play just a little bit about anywhere, but it looks like we're getting ready to get started.
Yep. Mitch Vernon starting the match. How about a round of applause as we begin our championship round here at the 2022 Super Senior Classic.
Players bowled 12 games of qualifying, 6 more games in a cashier's round, 6 games of round-robin match play, and our number 3 and number 4 seeds here also had to make it through a 3-person bracket to get here to the show. Mike Flanagan, Tom Hess here with you. Brian Kane producing. We're getting ready to get started here. Opening match, left lane. Mitch Vernon going to start things off. Pete putting him on the left lane to start.
Yeah, Pete decided he wanted to finish the match. Don't know if that's the strategy, if Pete just wanted to finish or if Pete liked the left lane better than the right. Mitch, pretty good shot.
Crossing right around 9.
Yeah, that was a little wider than he was, I believe, on 17 and 18, but obviously we've moved pairs. We moved over to 19 and 20. A pretty good start getting that light swisher.
Pete McCordic has the same classic style that he had all the way back in 1985 when he bowled 300 on television.
Oh, that's way left.
Yeah, not a good opening shot there from Pete McCordic.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen Pete miss the pocket.
A little different atmosphere here now. We've got probably triple the amount of people here that we had for the last Stepladder. A lot of folks coming in for the Senior Masters, which is on tap next week.
Yeah, only one match going on at a time, too. Makes everything a little bit different. We got the photographer down the lane to your right in your line of vision. Just several little subtle things that change the vibe from the matches before.
And you can see right there on the table the trophy also being brought out as well. Keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah. See Mitch looking around, checking out the scenery, and just having a good time. He had a big old smile on his face. I expect Pete to make a much better shot here.
He's been all over the pocket throughout the entire tournament. He's got a great look.
That's much better.
Yeah, that's
There
10
you go.
back. That's the shot we were
go.
looking for
Yeah.
out of Pete.
Yep, that first shot might have been a little bit of nerves. Now it's now we've made the step ladder. Now we're in the step ladder. So every round you advance in a tournament, the pressure goes up just a little bit. Pete able to shake off that rusty first one and get the second one.
Yeah,
Let's
no.
see.
Here's old Mitch. Mitch would be, I would call him the underdog here today, the least decorated player.
Yes, I would agree with that.
This 40 feet oil pattern in
Oh,
length,
he
though.
doesn't like it?
No,
Oh.
left to target. This 40 feet in length oil pattern really accumulated or accelerated all styles. All bowling balls coming off the end of the pattern were able to change direction and go through the pins the right way. So rev rate didn't really dominate here. We saw in the last round Amleno Monticelli eliminated. Of course, he's the defending champion. Mitch took him down.
Yeah, yep. Stayed focused, made the good shots he needed to. Oh, good shot there, good try. Unfortunately, going to give up a little bit of count there with the 6-1.
I've got a microphone right down there. You can see it underneath the ball return, right up close and personal with the players. You could actually hear the ball come out of the ball return there.
Yeah. Look for Mitch to regroup, make a good shot here. That's better. Oh, wow.
You know, that might have been a little slow.
A little soft, and it was just a little bit in. It didn't get as far right as the first one.
The scoring monitor here in the building put that at 13.99 miles per hour.
All right, yeah.
We'll keep an eye on that up there. It is, we do have that here.
Yeah, nice point out there, Mike.
Just looked a little slow.
Getting the 2. Doing the best he can to get as many pins as he can.
Yeah, back-to-back opens, though. That's for Pete McCordic. That's probably going to loosen up the arm swing here a little bit.
Yeah, you notice how quick, Pete met him at the ball return. Pete was up ready to throw this shot. When your opponent goes open, you want to step up there, and Pete's got a chance to throw a double here and take early, big-time command of this match. That's better.
Nice shot there by McCordic.
Yep.
Let's take a look at it again.
Yeah, after watching that shot, I'm going to say Pete's first shot was just a little bit of nerves.
Want to welcome in our Bowl TV community watching live right now. Thanks for being subscribers, everybody. I am going to address one question. Kim Ruiz-Gruen asked, Mike, did you get the UDOT for Pete? I was talking earlier in the week, Pete, if you made the show, we'd get you a black UDOT you could use, just like when you bowled 300 back in 1985. I was unable to source the black UDOT, but I don't think he could use it anyway. I believe he's affiliated with Storm now. So, and his proton physics is looking quite good out there and has all week.
Yeah, just to clear that up, Pete is not officially with Storm, but Storm has treated him good over the years. So that's the reason that Pete uses Storm. He's very close friends with Carol Norman and Donna Connors from down in Houston, and they take care of Pete, drill all of his stuff. So that's why Pete's using Storm, just because they've been good to him over the years. He felt his time with the PBA, he shouldn't have been signed by a bowling ball company.
Shout out to Donna Connors and Carol Norman and all they do down there in Texas. Of course, this summer we've got the Lucy, the Striking Against Breast Cancer doubles coming up, PBA, PWBA. Always a great event, one that everybody looks forward to.
Yeah, they do wonderful things for striking out breast cancer down in Houston.
All right, let's watch the speed there from Mitch. Looks like 15.09, a mile an hour faster on that shot, and hence the 10 pin.
Yep.
So the sweet spot for him is probably around 14.5. But at least back in the pocket.
Yeah, this is a big spare here. He needs to get the spare, break this negative momentum. Pete did step up and throw a double, but didn't make a very good shot in the fourth, so he didn't really bury him.
Anybody's ball game.
Yep, we got a 25 pin match through the first 3 frames. That's in. Wonder if he moved. That was way left, but it held the pocket. That was, pretty close to your 14.44. You were calling 14.5 being his sweet spot.
Yeah, maybe just a little in, like you said. But could have carried it. We've seen a lot of 4-pins strip out on high hits here
Yes, we
at
have.
Samstown.
But as we were mentioning earlier, Mike, it seemed that this week the light swisher was the play. Mitch converting that 4-pin. We've seen a lot of guys struggle for 3 or 4 frames, get lined up and throw the back 5 and 6. We saw that a lot this week.
36-pin lead right now for McCordic. Oh, and there's the trip 4 I was just talking about. Let's watch it again. Pete able to get one here, steal one. It went from big 4 to trip 4.
Yep. Pete would probably turn around and go, well, you guys thought that was going to go high?
That was 16 miles an hour according to the scoreboard on that one. I wonder if this pair is just hooking a little bit more. It did have some practice.
Well, and actually there was probably more. There was more practice on this pair before the matches started than there was in the 2 group step ladders. It has 4 bowlers bowled instead of 3. Oh, that was pretty good.
Pete and Mitch playing pretty similar lines here, actually.
Yeah, that one was quite a bit slower. That one was at 14.2.
So little carry struggles here halfway through this game. Glad you're with us here on Bowl TV. Don't forget, coming up in the next match, Ron Mohr. And in our championship match, we'll see Lennie Boresch.
The old barber pole ball.
Yeah.
Running down the 10 pin.
I'm dizzy watching that one go down the lane.
Maybe that's part of Pete's strategy.
Mitch here, I would say these are the 2 shots in the match that are most important now at this point. It's always the last frame you're bowling, of course. It's 1 shot at a time. But with Pete just lingering around, hanging around, so to speak, going at just a 20 pins a frame pace right now and not able to string strikes, Mitch has an opportunity here to step up and throw a double, get right back into it.
Yeah, bring this back. It's a 35-pin match now.
I'm a little shocked at that ball reaction there.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, this, like we said, we've moved pairs. We've brought in a couple of different bowlers into the practice. They got 15 minutes of practice instead of 10. And I wonder if they've just did some different things to the lanes to make them not play quite the same. Mitch covering the 2-pin. Halfway through the match.
27, 30?
37
pin lead, yes.
For Pete McCordic. Is Mitch getting into the must strike?
It's getting there. I mean, those opens in the second and third are tough.
Yeah, if he doesn't start striking, he's going to be hoping for Pete to help him out. Oh, he's moved way left.
Yeah, he sure has. Gets the 6 off the sidewall into the 10. We'll take a look at it again. Let's see where he's crossing more like 12.
Yeah, that was 11-12, out to about 5, it looked like.
Nice adjustment, though,
Yeah,
have to say.
Getting dangerously close to that OB, though. We've been talking about that all week, and we actually saw Amleto throw one in the gutter in the last matches.
Yeah, the championship of of Group B.
Yeah, Pete doesn't seem like he's, he looks like he's pretty much in the same part of the lane that he was playing the last pair. That's pretty good, light swisher.
And those are the shots that we've seen Pete carry throughout every day of qualifying Cashers round. And this morning, the light hit, the high flush hit, his strike percentage was over 80%.
Yeah. We saw it a lot this week. The light swisher seemed to be the way to play the lanes.
And if you're just joining us, Tom Hess here in the booth with me. He's been in the booth with me all week. I want to thank you, Tom, for your time spent with us here at the Super Senior Classic and wish you all the luck next week in the Senior Masters.
Thank you very much, Mike. I'll always make time for you. That's got to get up a little bit.
So I'm just going to say it right now. Advantage Ron Mohr on this pair. These two straight guys here with not, throwing it straight. These two guys are not lined up. It's pretty obvious from the scoreboard. And when I say they're not lined up, we're not seeing consistencies here. We're seeing light hits. We're seeing high hits. We're seeing pocket hits. We're seeing wrap tens.
Yep.
And Ron Mohr is going to be left of all of this.
Yeah, I do believe that Ron is definitely going to have a little bit of advantage coming into our next match. But the lanes are going to keep transitioning. And Lennie's got what we call that voodoo roll, so I'm not going to call that Ron's going to have an advantage over Lennie just yet.
Yeah, these two guys, I thought if they got lined up on this pair, we could see 260, 270 a match here because they're so similar.
Well. Yep.
But they are dealing with erratic and confusion out of ball reaction here.
Yeah, I wonder if they've both, I know Mitch has made the move way left. That one's not going to get there. I wonder if that was a little bit of panic, threw a couple bad shots, went high a couple times. If maybe they were just bad shots, but obviously he must have thought that he threw good shots in the second and third that went high.
He's clearly attacking the left lane from further inside. It looks like that lane is hooking more from what we can see from our vantage point. Covers a spare, back-to-back 10 pins on the right lane. He's in the pocket, just having the carry issues.
Yeah, and interestingly, Pete chose to finish on that left lane, and Pete's only thrown one strike on the left lane. That was early in the match in frame 2.
So still 37 pins separates these two with 2 frames to go. Mitch up in the 9th.
Wrap 10. That was a pretty good shot.
Yeah, Mitch did a nice job on that one there. He's actually down the stretch here, been hitting the pocket. That's all you can really do here. I'm not seeing much nerves at this point. He's really settled into this championship pair.
Yeah, I think that might be the fact that he's just a little bit too far left with that ball. Doesn't change direction quite as quick. And, that one put the 6 right around the 10. Quincella Johnson is asking what ball Pete is using in the chat, and Pete is using the Proton Physics from Storm.
Yep, and Mitch is using the Paragon from Track. Pete really just needs to avoid splits and open frames here.
Pete just needs to, yep.
That was almost an identical shot to what we just saw over on that lane. This is this shot, folks. This is not the last shot over there that the frame before.
Right.
I know they look exactly the same, but
pretty much identical.
Yeah, and Pete's kind of been the fan favorite here too, like the sentimental favorite in this event.
Yeah, that's pretty much going to put this match away, as Mitch can only strike out for 180. Pete is gonna, there he gets the strike on the left lane.
And if you've been hidden under a rock and you have not watched any of this event, this ball right here is what we've seen from Pete throughout this entire tournament.
It's been especially this morning, it was a lot of high flush over there on 15 and 16 during his matches. Pete looks to be getting comfortable here at the end of this match. This shot right here might have a lot to say with what's going to happen in the next match.
I'm interested to see if he does try another ball on a fill, maybe a more aggressive ball.
Yeah. That one was in just a little bit. So it looks like he's got some hold in there that he's, if he misses in and throws it good, it doesn't go left.
Yeah,
and I think your question has just been answered.
And Pete's going to miss this 10 pin.
Yep.
He's going to try to get a read with a ball
Yep.
that's probably going to be a little more aggressive.
I couldn't quite tell. It looks like Pete went and grabbed, that's a Roto Grip
Yeah,
RSTX2.
Yeah, which is going to give you more change of direction
Yep.
down lane off
Yep.
the end of the pattern.
Be a little cleaner through the front part of the lane than
Yep.
the Proton and come off it a little bit harder. I didn't know if he was going to grab that or the Zen. He's throwing a little bit of the Zen this week as well.
Well, Pete wins. He makes it through the first match, 216. Mitch is going to finish out here. He can finish with 180. But what a great week for Mitch Vernon. He's got some fans in the chat here, some folks that bowl league with him. Shout out to all of you back home that support Mitch. It's been a great event for Mitch, and I think if you asked him, hey, you're going to make the Stepladder at the Super Senior Classic, how do you feel about that? I think he would have told you before the event he'd be grinning ear to ear. What a great experience for Mitch here. He's going to come home fourth.
Yeah, I agree. Walking into the tournament, hey, Mitch, you're going to finish fourth. You okay with that this week? I think most people would take that. Once you get there, though, right now he's not happy with fourth. He's
No, the competitor in you, of course, is not.
No. Unfortunately, unless he strikes on this full ball, Mitch only able to throw 2 strikes this match. Wonder how much of that was just, nerves of all the people standing behind watching and the one match going on. But nevertheless, that one, another ring 10 on what looked like a ball change.
Applause for our 4th place finisher, Mitch Vernon, on a tremendous week here at the Super Senior Classic.
Mitch had a
We're
very
going to bring over our number 2 seed, Ron Mohr, for a few warm-up shots, and then we'll get our semifinal match underway momentarily.
Okay, so here we go. Ron's going to come over. He's going to take some practice shots.
Ron's going to get 3 shots on each lane, just like they did earlier in the group step ladders.
I'm going to attempt to go wireless and talk to Mitch real quick.
Okay. Teresa, thank you very much for the good luck wishes next week. Would be so awesome to come in and go back to back. We're going to stay right here and watch Ron's practice shots. As we've discussed, you can see already that Ron is way further left on the approach to the other guys. That looks like a reality from 900 Global. Ron crossing the arrows about 15, 16. That's pretty much where he's been all week.
Quick mic check.
You're good, bud.
Okay, knob 4 if there's an issue.
Okay.
Hey, Tom, I'm down here with our man Mitch. Mitch, what would you say about your performance out there today?
The last game or overall today? Overall today, pretty good. The last game, man, ran out of carry. Needed a little more ball speed, but
Looks like you got off to a little bit of a shaky start there, maybe a little bit of nerves, but then down the stretch you kept hitting the pocket, leaving 10 pins. A pretty good overall performance here at the event, though.
I think I agree. But yeah, the all the help that I've gotten during the week from other track staffers, like the national crew, I'm very appreciative of that. Glad my wife got to watch on TV. She got her $12 worth. So.
Well, Mitch, it was a lot of fun covering you here this week. You come home 4th. Good luck in the future, bud.
Well, thank you very much. I'll hit a couple of the PBA national stops next month or 2. So, thank you.
Okay, that's Mitch.
All right, great job there, Mike. And as we were saying, we're watching Ron Mohr. Yeah, Ron's about an arrow deeper than everybody else. Throwing some pretty good shots here so far. Looks pretty comfortable on the lanes. Every shot so far has been with the 900 Global Reality. That one looks looked to be a little bit right, and light swisher. So maybe what we've been talking about with the guys making them hook a little bit more to the right, being straighter and to the right, is going to come into play. Ron throwing his last practice shot here on the right lane. Oh, hi, Donna. Going to miss you, too. Really was looking forward to coming and bowling with Megan. Was a tough call to decide not to come down to Houston, but with the way the schedule worked in the PBA 50 Tour, you know, leaving the Midwest, flying down to Houston, flying back up to the Midwest. If I would have had any travel issues there, you know, I'd either missed your event or a PBA 50 event, and came to the hard decision that we were going to have to pass.
Ron Mohr throwing at 10 pins on both lanes on practice balls. Interesting.
Yeah.
Ron will be using either the Reality or the IQ Tour, the original IQ Tour. Those are the two balls that got him here. He told me no other balls will come out of his bag. That'll be at either Reality or IQ Tour.
Mike, watching the 4 shots that he actually threw, other than the 2 spare shots, it's going to be the Reality.
How about a round of applause for our semifinal competitors here at the 2022 Super Senior Classic.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to Rob Gottschall too. He's been our tournament director here. He's got a small crew, but a great crew. And his announcements and just the way that he's paid attention to detail this week, he's put on an unbelievable event here at Sam's Town. And we got another one coming up next week, so I don't want to spoil it for Rob or give him the black cloud of running a tournament. But he's done a great job here this week.
Here we go. First shot of the match. Oh, a little bit of a ring 10. I wonder, Mike, it looks to me like Pete has moved in just a little bit deeper and has changed that angle just a little bit. Creating that ring 10.
Yeah, just a little bit. He's still pretty much right on top of where he's been, but I do think maybe like a 1-in-1 zone move left. You know, I would say if I was going to handicap this match, I think Pete's going to hit the pocket at least 90% of the time. Carry percentage probably around 70%. Ron Mohr's the wild card.
Yeah, we've seen Ron bowl some big games. We've seen Ron be on some strings, and you know, the angle that he's playing, he's getting pretty close to that out of bounds. And if he gets, you know, we're talking about the hook that the guys are creating, but if he gets right of that hook, it's not going to make it back.
The other thing about Ron is there's a couple things working for him. He's been here before. He's won this event before, so
Yeah.
a lot of experience. And he's also lives just 30 minutes away and can sleep in his own bed.
Yeah, and probably bowled more games than anybody. Okay, there's a 2-pin to start the match. A little bit of a fortunate break, getting the 10 out of that, leaving only the 2. And as I was saying, Ron's probably bowled more games in this bowling center than most.
Yep, 13.67, the number up on the scoring monitor, 13.67. So pretty slow, trying to slow hook the lane, Ron is.
Good spare by Ron there. I want to answer, somebody's asking if there was any consideration by any of the teams of me being drafted in the league. You know, Brian, I don't know if there was from any of the captains. I know several people like Beef and Barnesy and, you know, Mike did some fantasy drafts, and I was mentioned. Would have been an honor to be in the league and bowl up in Portland, but unfortunately that didn't happen this year, so it is what it is. I don't think Ron's going to make any adjustment off that last shot. I don't think he liked it. I think he's just going to get up here and try to make a good one. That one looks to be pretty good.
Yeah, that one flushed up
Yep.
beautifully.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at it again. Let's see where he's crossing at the arrows.
It was about 15. Oh, he was a little deeper there.
Well,
That was
about
like
17.
16, 17,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Getting it out to, if there were rangefinders down lane, there is not here at Sam's Town, but if there were rangefinders down lane, out to the right rangefinder. See if Pete can answer.
That's pretty good.
Even the match.
Once, yeah, Pete's losing his carry a little bit.
Right around 15 miles an hour. That's what he's been pretty much throughout this entire telecast so far.
Yeah, Pete's throwing one of the strongest balls in our lineup, and it might be time, you know, with all the extra practice that took place on the pairs there with all the extra guys, and some fresh bowling balls coming on, probably some fresh surface. It might be time to Pete to go to something a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, he would go to that ball. I think he switched to that purple ball, but I think it's a little early to switch balls right now.
Oh, I agree. He's been in the pocket, but he's already made the change.
Okay, so little do we know here. He's jumping right into it here.
Yep.
This will be the first time we've seen it thrown at a full rack of pins. He's trusting his gut off of his fill ball.
And it goes high.
Yeah, looks like that was maybe a little left inside of target. You got to really make sure with that ball because it changes so much direction down lane that he's in close to his ankle, projecting the ball a little left to right. That one there looked way more up the lane, and now he's staring at the 3, 9, 10. And this is a little bit why I didn't think he would switch balls. I think just keep hitting the 1, 3, especially with Mohr coming in light on the right lane already. Playing it a little bit safer, especially in the first 3, 4 frames of the match. But he gambles, goes for it here in Vegas, and pays a penalty here and opens up in the 3rd frame.
Yeah, I can see both sides to that. You know what I mean? You can't just keep hitting the pocket and getting 9. Ron and Lennie really separated themselves from the field. So, Pete's got to be thinking that Ron's probably going to bowl at least, 230, 240.
I need to see a pocket shot on the right lane first, though, before I make the ball change.
Hey, that's perfect. You know what I mean? We all have our opinions.
Absolutely. That's why I like working with you, Tom. You go out and do it. I just sit up here and talk about it.
Oh.
So he goes 2-pin, 4-pin on the right lane.
So maybe we're looking like Mike might have had the correct plan of attack.
Who knows? I've called a lot of bowling,
Yep.
but Mohr, like I said, Mohr is the wild card here.
Mm-hmm.
He made a great shot on 19, and that shot looked like he did exactly what he was looking to do there.
Yeah.
Okay, but when you go 2-pin, it's very easy to over-adjust and come in high, and he's lucky to maybe only leave the 4-pin.
Yeah, Ron did kind of step out of that one like he liked it, like he thought it was going to strike, and it went high. Neither one of those shots were awful, but fortunate to have 9 spare on both. I feel
Absolutely.
The first one could have 9-10. That one could have 4-10.
Yep. Ron taking some time here.
Nice,
deep breath.
nice deep breath.
Yeah, I like his pre-shot routine a lot. He's got one of the best out there.
Yeah.
Last shot on this lane, he pured it.
I don't know that he likes that one. Oh, wow.
He walked
Mike,
it out.
Yeah, do you think that was a little bit further right? Think he caught a little bit more of that one?
Yeah, but remember with
trusted
Ron all week, the miss has been right for Ron. He has missed right.
Yep, and he was probably thinking about that after going high on the right lane, thinking, hey, I got to get it out there a little bit. So I think Pete's made the right ball change. That's my opinion. I think he just needs to trust it and get it to the right. It's going to recover. Change direction a little bit quicker than that proton physics. And that one strikes.
Gets the 10 out. So he's lined up now with this ball, at least on the right lane. If he can throw a double here, I think we got ourselves a match.
Yeah, I think a little bit of the left lane. When you're making that ball change, going from a super strong ball to a little bit cleaner, quicker ball, when you're standing on the approach, the worry is always, boy, if I get this one out there, is it going to hook? So it's hard to just let it go. The first one, he didn't quite get there. Hooked high, unfortunately split, missed the spare, but what a great shot on the right lane.
This shot here, he's got to make sure he gets it going left to right. That's the key. The last one was too much up the lane.
Yep.
Left to right, but didn't quite get as far out to the right as we would have liked.
That one didn't get as far right, and we've got some people shaking our cameras over there.
Yeah, that's okay. It happens. It's a pretty packed house here, especially around where we are. So, but so far,
much easier spare than the one he left. He's got the 6-pin here to help get the 9 out.
But almost identical shots. Both shots are very similar. It was more left to right, but still it checked up way too early.
Oh, and that's going to hook. Oh, Okay, pushed through there. I thought maybe that one was going to hook a little bit too much. Yeah, Pete smacking his hip there. I don't think Pete was happy with that shot.
Well, if Ron can figure out this right lane, it's going to be an uphill battle here from McCordic. So Pete's got to sit back there. You see him sitting down there. He's got to be thinking to himself, all right, if I need Ron not to figure out this right lane, and I'm going to probably stick with the purple ball in the right lane, and I might go back to the other ball and try to just carry that 10-pin.
Okay, and my thought on that lane is just get one right with the purple ball.
Throw one good.
Yep, just throw one good. That's mine. Ron posted that one, looking at it. There you go.
Sure did. His last shot was 14.13 miles per hour. That one there was 13.62 miles per hour.
No, that's, yep, you're right. I'll be quiet.
Well, Ron Mohr now has got himself 25-pin lead.
It's kind of confusing. I looked up at the Pete McCordic at the bottom of the scoreboard there. It said 6-2, but that's actually Ron's shot.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it?
It is.
Okay.
Ron's perfect on this lane.
Yep, 15-pin match.
Got real quiet in here.
25-pin match. This is to extend it up to 35. Really grabbed that one. You could really see him jerk that one. See the way his head drops and pulls up through that.
See it right there.
Yeah. He made sure he got a whole handful of that one to get it around the corner.
Well, Pete's gonna have to string some strikes now. He's getting down too much in the match here. Struck on the last time on this lane with this ball.
Yep, staying with the X2. Got that one out there. That carried. He's further right on that lane. He's just got to get one. He's got to get one right on this left lane. That's much further right than the two shots have been on the left lane. Brian, can we put the score up? People are asking for the score. Thank you. There's another one. He's just not getting it. He's not getting it right on that lane.
So there you see it, folks. Scoreboard
There you
does
go,
tell
Kim.
the story. 215 the max for Pete now. Ron can punch out for 270.
Yeah. And I can understand Pete's thinking of making that ball change in the third frame. I still think it was the right decision. You got to figure, you watched Ron throw 4 strikes on his 4 practice shots. Yes, he did miss the first in the first frame, but when Pete made that change in the third, he's thinking he's got to bowl a big game, and has hit the pocket 2 times in a row, no results. So he made the ball change, gambled, as we're here in Las Vegas, to bowl the big game.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a pretty good shot.
Yeah, Ron is lined up now.
Yeah, he's kind of confusing to watch his body language. I mean, I wasn't sure he liked that. He kind of stood up there at that one and looked, and he's telling himself, calm down. I like that.
Well, I've talked to Ron quite a bit here. We've developed a bit of a relationship here this week because he skipped out on a media day for me. And for whatever reason, we've been talking to each other a lot ever since. He wants to give me a lot of information. And he's basically telling me that he's not splitting boards out there this week. He feels comfortable. He's got to create area. He has the utmost respect for Lennie Boresch Jr. And he knows that in order for him to win this event, he's going to have to open up the lane and create room.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean he's going to post every shot. His accuracy isn't necessarily going to be on point. But if he can get lined up in the right part of the lane will help him.
Yep.
And that's what he's got going on right now.
Yep. And in this game, when two guys are bowling with the same hand, the one that gets deeper normally has the advantage. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Lennie decides to do when Lennie comes over here.
And we saw in the first match, we saw a little squirrely ball reaction from Pete and Mitch, but we did see some shots go high. We see Pete going high now, which means that part of the lane is hooking, which means Ron Mohr has a spot to throw to.
Yeah, see, I still think Pete just needs to get one right on this lane.
Yeah, and so would the move for you be move your feet left but keep your eyes the same?
That's probably what I would do, yeah. I don't want to move my eyes right here in this situation because, he's playing that out of bounds. You don't want to get it too close to the out of bounds on the right. I might make a 2-1 here, and just trust it. Just get it out there. I think it's going to hook. And there it is.
Nicely done there by McCordic. Take a look at this one. He's crossing about 15.
Yeah, that one still though. I'm not out there competing on these lanes. I'm sitting back here talking about it, and to me, that one didn't look like it was as far right. Maybe Pete's got the right lane hooking more than the left lane. I don't know.
215 the max for Pete McCordic, but Ron Mohr right now with a max of 270.
That could be a good question when you interview Pete.
Yeah, I will.
As if he thought that the right lane was hooking more, and he was worried about getting it too far right on the left lane.
Now,
yeah, didn't like that one, and
to me that looked way more up the lane. Gets away with it.
Yep. Yep.
7 and the 9, the last to fall.
Be interesting here. Ron's got this match put away. Thrown a bunch of good shots. Got a couple of fortunate breaks on the right lane. He's finishing on the lane that he hasn't missed on. Think he's going to try a ball, just in case something happens.
If he gets
this match.
If he gets a fill, he'll go to his IQ tour.
Because Lennie's going to come on and throw 3 shots on each lane here. Lennie's probably not going to be near as far left as Ron, so I don't think he's going to affect Ron's shot that much. But you never know.
Well, if I'm Lennie, I make Ron start the match. I start the match, and I want Ron to finish on the right lane, however that works out.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Lennie's been down practicing. Lennie hasn't been watching the match. Lennie's down trying to stay loose. I try to do, when I'm in this situation as the #1 seed, I try to do a little bit of both. I try to stay loose. I try to pay attention so that I know when I'm coming on to take my practice shots. If my competitor is a little bit uncomfortable on one lane, #1, am I going to be a little bit uncomfortable on that lane? And secondly, if I've got them pretty close and I feel I don't have a big difference on either lane, I want my opponent to throw more shots on the lane that they are not uncomfortable with. So I'm going to keep them to bowl their 10th frame on that lane that they're not as comfortable with.
So 259 for Ron Mohr. Pete McCordic finishing out here. We'll finish 3rd here at the Super Senior Classic. Nice event for Pete. I will talk to him here in just a moment, a little bit about that game and his week. And Lennie Boresch is going to come over and take some shots here on the lanes. We got Lennie Boresch taking on Ron Mohr. They've been the class of the field this week, and that's who we have in our title match.
Yes, sir. They did run away and hide. When you look at the results, they were about, I think Ron won his pot by 170 and Lennie by about 220.
For our 3rd place finisher on a fantastic week of bowling, Mr. Pete McCordic. Ron Mohr advances to face #1 seed Lennie Boresch.
So, folks, I've got Pete McCordic here. Pete, what happened in that match there? You had to make a ball change. You made a ball change in the third frame. Hess and I were kind of debating it up in the booth whether you should just stick with the proton physics and just try to carry or make that ball change. You made the change. Why?
Well, the ball hit pretty flat to 2 frames. So I knew I was getting in a little bit deeper, and to me it looked like it was just burning up a little bit. And heck, you're bowling Ron Mohr. You know, you gotta think you need a big game to do it, and I just didn't think the proton would work there. I mean, I might have carried a few hits here and there and shot 200 or 220, but my thought was I needed to string some strikes. And I got soft on a couple shots on the left lane, even though the left lane was hooking more for me. I just didn't execute as well as I needed to. And Ron bowled a great game, and I finished third. So.
Yeah, you finished third, but, man, it's been fun covering you here this week. Do you feel like you had a good week here?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, you know, working for the PBA for so many years, like I said, it was a great part of my life and all that, and I loved every minute of it. But I didn't get to bowl any PBA tournaments since I was an employee. So the only tournaments I really got to bowl were the Senior Masters and the Super Senior, if my schedule allowed it, and then Ron Mohr's senior events that he has in November. So I don't feel like I was really sharp competition-wise. And I didn't have a lot of time to practice since I retired. I've been able to practice a little bit more, and it's just one of those things that's off and on. Some days you're good, some days you're bad. But here I felt like I got a little bit better each day, just bowling competition. So all in all, I mean, I hate to say I'm happy finishing third, but realistically, third place isn't that bad bowling against these guys. They're I mean, we're all a little bit older, but they're really good. So no shame in that at all.
Well, Pete, you're really good. It was fantastic to cover. I enjoyed having you in the booth, and good luck in all your bowling in the future.
Hey, thanks a lot. I hope to talk to you a lot more.
All right, that's Pete McCordic, everybody. I am also going to attempt to talk to Ron Mohr here, who is practicing down on the practice pair on lanes 9 and 10.
Watching Lennie here. It looks like Lennie's throwing the Zen Master.
Hey, I got Ron Mohr here real quick. Ron, you think you'll stay in that ball the whole game, or you think you'll go to the IQ Tour at all?
I don't think I can change after 250. So as long as I keep the ball speed right, it reads the lane perfectly. And I stay down at the line, I like my chances. So I'm bowling a great ball. There's no embarrassment in losing to Lennie Boresch. He's beaten players a lot better than me. So this should just be fun. I mean, we hoped we were going to be 1-2 when we started this thing. So we'll see. But right now I'm planning on staying in the reality.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks. No problem, babe.
And so some interesting comments from Ron there. Something that you know, just from I'm gonna share a little bit of my personal experience that's been going on. I got to work this year for the first time really closely with Kelly Kulik, and I made a couple comments to Kelly. I've lost to Chris Barnes in a couple of matches this year, and I made the comment that hey, no shame in losing to a Hall of Famer, and she brought out the fact that Tom, you need to quit thinking like that. That it's not okay to lose to a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? You're a good bowler. You need to get up there and take care of business, and don't be okay losing to a Hall of Famer. Ron made the comment there. Lennie's a fantastic bowler. Beat bowlers way better than me. No shame in losing to him. Is Ron thinking already that it's okay to finish second, and is that going to affect his play this game?
Sometimes it's a calming mechanism and something you say to yourself, and maybe that's how Ron does some self-talk, and maybe that's what helps gets him through it. I don't know. Could be. I like your point.
Yeah,
what Kelly told you, but looks like things are getting ready to get started here.
Lennie has elected to have Ron Mohr start the match. How about a round of applause for Lennie Boresch and Ron Mohr as they bowl the title match here at the 2022 Super Senior Classic.
Well, Lennie made the right choice here.
Yes. Ron missed more on the right lane than he did the left. I don't know if that has anything to do with this, or if Lennie just wants the opportunity to step up in the 10th and shut Ron out and get it over. But anyway, folks, here we go. The championship match of the 2022 Super Senior Classic from Sam's Town in Las Vegas. Ron Mohr getting us underway.
Well, he knows that if he misses left.
And that one was way slow. That one only read 13.24.
Yep.
Now, part of that could be that the cameras are down lane. So if he missed in and the ball started slowing down a little bit earlier, that could be part of that. But, that one did look a little bit slow.
Well, I interviewed him. It's out on the USBC Facebook page, and basically he said that he threw too many shots this week where he missed left and just pulled it to the left. And that particular shot right there did look left and slow.
Very clutch on the spare. Not the spare I would want to shoot in the first frame of a championship match, the 3-6-10. Lots of ways to miss that spare.
So here's our first look at Lennie Boresch. You know Lennie very well, Tom, as you've competed in the Midwest against Lennie so many times.
Oh, yeah. I've been competing with Lennie since I joined the PBA in 2003. We're going on 20 years of friendship, and, there's not a tougher bowler. Nobody wants to win more than Lennie, and I expect Lennie to bowl a pretty good match right here.
It's been 4 years since he's won, though. Told me that in an interview. He also said he was channeling his inner Tom Hess throughout bowling with a little extra energy. He said that. That interview is available on the USBC Facebook page. Nice opening shot there from Lennie. Really can't throw it much better than that. Lennie told me the bowling balls that he would most likely be using is a Zen Master as his first choice, a Proton Physics, and a Nova. And Tom, what ball is it that he is in there? As you know the lineup much better than I do.
Lennie is throwing the Zen Master right now.
So he is using the ball that he told me that he preferred to use. So he's in his favorite ball, and he's 1 for 1 so far.
Oh, he doesn't like that. That one, oh, wow. Wow, was that Lennie that it sounded like somebody didn't like that or something? And
I don't know, 10 back. If he didn't like it, he's probably going to win because shots you don't like, then they strike, and shots you do like, they strike, then you can string them.
Yeah.
I anticipate Ron Mohr getting a little more aggressive here on this shot.
I do as well.
I think he got a little lackadaisical on the first one.
Yeah. Oh, high again. This time not fortunate enough to break up the split.
It was harder. That one came registered at 14.45, or actually, maybe that one was 13.56 actually.
Yeah. It's still just a little bit harder, but probably not quite hard enough. It's amazing how quick the lanes transition when you go from, bowl and bowl and bowl, and then all of a sudden you stop for a little bit, and then another guy comes in, throws a couple shots, then you go back again. Those lanes can transition where maybe Ron does need to make a move and get a little bit further left.
I also always wonder, the practice pair. He was down there throwing strikes on the practice pair, and it comes over here. Can that mess with your mind a little bit after you go to another set of lanes and throw some practice shots?
Yeah, that very well could. Much better shot there.
Ron right back on it.
That's what champions do, through a couple of bad shots. This match isn't over. There's a lot of bowling left. Stepping up, making a really good shot there in the third. Now you're Lennie right here. You want to get up. Your gentleman's just opened. You want to get up and throw a really good shot right here and separate yourself just a little bit. Pretty good. Oh my goodness.
Solid 9 from Boresch. So if you're Ron's shaking his head actually right now. Can't believe that ball didn't carry.
Yep. And Lennie right here, you still got a 20-pin lead here. Take your time. Convert the spare. You've done nothing wrong. You've made some pretty good shots. Run the spare over. Move over to lane 19. Throw another good shot. No problem with the 9.
Championship match here. Got 23 pin lead right now for Lennie Boresch. Now you said the last shot on this lane, Lennie may not have liked and struck.
Yeah, it looked like, I mean, just from his reaction, and I thought him with an UG or something like that, like he might have missed right, but it made it back. That could free a guy up. You know, you miss a little right, it makes it back. Yeah, that one wasn't quite as far right. Oh, look at that. It's a good thing the 6-pin did its job because the head pin was going to miss it.
Let's take a
Watch
look
the
at that
6-pin
again.
tap this out of there because I think the head pin's going right in front of it.
I think so too.
That's nasty. I hate it when it does that. All right. I think this is a big spot in the match. Early in the match, I really think Ron needs to get this double here, get a little bit of momentum on his side if he wants to stay close with Lennie. Light swisher. I don't know. It's hard to tell from Ron. You know, he's so stoic. I don't know if he really likes this shot or not. He's staring it down. You know, gets the light swisher. Turn around, doesn't have a smile on his face. You know, all serious, all business. Knows that was a pretty big shot. That brings it down to a 13-pin match through 4 frames. John, you're asking what balls they're using. Ron Mohr is throwing the 900 Global Reality. Lennie is throwing the 900 Global Zen Master. This shot, oh, he's asking for it to hook, and it does. Walking it out to the left. He's screaming read right about here. It does, gets up flush. We've got a 3-pin match. I can see Ron, yeah, you can't see him on camera, but he's smiling, shaking his head, saying, looking like you might have got away with one a little bit there. Lennie off the solid 9 on this lane. I don't expect Lennie to make much of a move on this lane. It's hard to move off of a solid 9. Just expect Lennie to just get up there and keep doing what he's been doing. Been solid all game. Looks like he likes it. Oh, 10-pin. Now this was the lane that Ron struggled on in the last match, but Pete had this lane down. Pete struck every shot well until the fill when it didn't, until the 10th frame when it didn't matter. Lennie choosing to finish on the left lane. Has missed twice here on the right lane. I expect Lennie to run this down.
And he does.
And that, we have a lead change. If Ron throws the double, Ron will take the lead by 7 pins at the halfway point of this match.
And just when you thought Ron was going to be down here, comes back with a triple.
Yeah.
And Lennie having some carry issues here.
That's
Got
pretty
that
good.
one way
Great shot,
outside.
Lennie.
Came off the end of the pattern. Watch this ball. Look how far out it gets.
That's clutch right there.
7-8. 7th or 8th board down lane. So Lennie has 109 in the 5th. Ron has 26 in the 2nd with a triple working.
Yeah, we will only have a lead change here if Ron throws the double.
Lennie can strike out for 259. Ron can strike out for 266.
Well, there's that right lane. Yeah, Ron didn't like it. From
Yeah.
his gesture, looks like he's saying, I got a little bit too far right. Either that or I got to get it further right. One of the two.
Yeah, one of the two. That was what the hand gesture was for sure there.
Close match. Halfway through the match, we've got a 4-pin match. Lennie Boresch leading by 4. Ron converting the 10 with no problem.
Great spare shooter Ron Mohr is. Of course, he's got a lot of locals here rooting him on. Told me that Las Vegas has become his home, and he's got quite a support gallery here today rooting for him. But I think Lennie is Mr. Vegas right now, with as well as he's been bowling in this town over the course of the last couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, for those who didn't hear earlier, Lennie put a nice 22-19 on him over at the USBC Open Championships. I believe that's currently in 4th for all events over at that event. Ron, he's running that one out. Oh.
And that ball's been reading really good on 19 for him, too.
Yep. That's the first one that Ron's got really good into the pocket that didn't strike.
Ball labored down lane. So another 10-pin here to throw at.
It'll be interesting. Ron on the approach, shaking his head. Needs to get his focus back. Make this spare. As he does. All right. Now we got Lennie. Lennie's went solid 9, kind of a flat 10. The last 2 shots on this lane. Gonna take his time here. Nice little deep breath there. Doesn't look like he's made any kind of move.
The messenger takes out the 10.
Oh, that's looking, at impact as being an awful 7-10. 4-pin rolls into the 7, head pin over to get the 10.
That's that voodoo roll we were talking about.
That's that Lennie voodoo roll.
And if I'm Ron Mohr after leaving back-to-back 10 pins, that one right there is just a little salt in the wound.
Yeah, yeah. Not only does it carry, but it also makes a double. Opening the lead up to 15 for Lennie. That looks pretty good. Oh.
He got it right early, and it check marked off the end of the pattern.
Yeah.
A little surprising. Leaves the 3, 6, 7, 10. Gonna have to slide to 3. Get the ball to the right of the 3 pin, slide it over, take out the 7. The ball deflect and take out the 6 and the 10. Lennie can make this.
Oh yeah, this is makeable. I put this at a 50-50, if not maybe even a little bit better.
Just like throwing at the baby split.
Yep. Just convert the 310. You got a really good chance to make this. Didn't get it out there. That ball picked up a little bit quick.
And that was actually the 4 pin that he left with it.
Yeah, it was the 3, 4, 6, 10.
Yeah, bizarre.
Yeah.
Normally you see the 7 with that one.
Well, and with the 6 count, Ron Mohr throws a strike right here, and he takes a 1-pin lead in this match.
Yep, Ron can max at 234, Lennie 223. So what do you do here if you're Ron? You go back-to-back 10 pins. You just, he motioned something to the right on this lane the last time. I don't know if it meant get it right or I got it too far right.
Right, it's one or the other, and depending upon what he thinks. My move after watching his ball go through the pins the last couple times is to cheat, maybe a 2 and 1 left, and just trust it. You know what I mean? Just throw a good shot.
Another 10-pin.
So we are right now, we are tied.
Yes, we are.
Ron makes this and strikes in the 8th. Oh, this is the 8th, excuse me, sorry. Ron makes this and strikes. We're basically bowling a 9th and 10th frame roll-off
Yeah.
for the Super Senior Classic title.
2-frame shootout here.
Yep. Both of these guys Hall of Famers. I guarantee you they're both still a little bit nervous.
I got to give the
For the
advantage right now. Yeah, and he says, calm down, pace yourself here. I don't know if the guys would take any re-racks here, not know if it's even necessary. I'm not sure if there's a bit of a shot clock here or not. But I give advantage to Lennie here just because Ron's had a roller coaster game. He started out leaving 7s, or getting 7 on his first ball. Then he was able to find a triple. Now triple 10-pins, back to back to back. Hasn't struck in 3 frames. He's in the foundation frame here, 9th frame.
Yep, nice.
Lennie's been all over the pocket. He's made the one errant shot, but all over the pocket the whole game.
Yep, the nice big deep breath for Ron there. You know, I guess the one thing in Ron's favor is Lennie did split on the lane that he's got to pull the 10th frame on.
That's true.
Oh, he's begging for that one to come,
And it
that's
does.
it.
And
That's
see,
it.
the difference there is
You got to get it right. Ron
Yeah.
has to get the ball to the right.
but not right too quick. He got it right at the
Yep.
perfect spot of the
Yep.
lane,
That
coming
ran him
right out
over.
of the end of the pattern.
Yeah, that ball split the 8-9.
So Ron has done all he can do right now. Lennie cannot lock out Ron. Whatever Lennie does,
Ron has to match.
Ron has to match, assuming Lennie strikes on this ball. It's a nail biter.
Yep. Nice deep breath from Lennie there. Scouted the 10 last time. Oh, he says he's talking to himself. Think he got it in. He didn't like it.
So Lennie cannot
Nope. Lennie,
lock him out or
No.
make him punch out to tie, I should say.
nope. What Lennie needs to do, best case scenario for Lennie right here, he needs to take his time, make this spare, and then get over there and strike out. Good spare. Okay. Now,
213 the max.
yep, he needs to regroup, and he needs to get over there, and he needs to strike out. Lennie strikes out to force Ron to step up on a lane that he's really been struggling on and throw a double to get the title. This 10th frame is big.
Lennie has already thrown 4 shots over here on lane 19. He has struck 3 of them, and on the last shot, the ball hooked off the end of the pattern, went sideways, left a big old split.
First shot here is huge. He throws his first one, and then any kind of mark in the fill forces Ron to throw the first one to win. Big shot in the match here. I think he likes it. Carries. That's a big shot right there.
Yeah, I'm happy for Lennie that he was able to rebound there on that lane. Take a
Yep.
look at it. Very nice.
A very good shot, giving her the old pump to get the 10 out.
Around the 11th board on that one. A couple boards of room there. Give it time to get back.
Lennie taking a little time here. I like that. Regroup. You know, nothing's done yet here. Another big shot here. That shot forced Ron to get the first one to at least have any chance to win if Lennie doesn't strike here. Get out. Whoa. All right.
What a shot by Lennie.
That one forces a double for a tie. Ron, however, does control his own fate. No matter what Lennie does on this shot is big though. Lennie's got to have at least 9 here. Oh, we got American style in the chat. Big shot here. Nice deep breath. All right. Nice finish. Nice finish out of Lennie.
So 213 for Boresch. And you take a look at this shot. He runs it out. And boom, he loves it.
Okay, Ron Mohr controls his own fate.
Yep, he must double in the 10th. If he were to get strike 9 spare, it would be 212.
Yep.
He must double and get 1 pin.
Yep. Well, that finish took a tie out of the equation, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing any zeros after a double top.
Yep. Yep. We have seen some gutters this week, though. Saw one in our other group Stepladders, but not from where Ron's playing.
No. So here we go. Ron Mohr must have this strike, otherwise Lennie Boresch wins. Will it carry?
He's staring at it. Oh, trips the 4.
There was no 10 pin on that one.
Wow.
Lennie just turned around and
Yep.
and gave a little smirk on that one.
Yep. Yep.
But,
Lennie got a couple of bad breaks on that lane, and Ron gets a really good one.
The work is not done yet.
Nope. Nope. Ron taking his time. Wonder if Ron makes a little move here off of that off of that trip 4. Is he gonna cheat a little left? He's gonna try to throw a little harder, throw a little better. All this bowling, the whole week, down to 1 shot.
Yep, strike here does it. Anything less, Lennie Boresch wins. Lennie can't even look.
Nope, Lennie's not looking. Oh, he's walking it out. He got it plenty right.
And Ron Mohr strikes when he needs it the most. We'll take a look at the shot again. Clutch performance here from Ron Mohr. Walks it out, carries it, and Ron Mohr needs 1 pin right here to defeat Lennie Boresch.
We talked about Ron's miss being right. I believe that's the furthest he got the ball right on that lane that whole match.
You knew this was going to be a good one. Comes down to the 10th frame. Ron Mohr just needs to keep it behind the foul line. And Ron Mohr will be your 2022 Super Senior Classic champion. Looks pretty good to me.
Yep, it's on the lane.
Final score, 222-213. Ron Mohr defeats Lennie Boresch. How about a hand for all these great players this week? And what a great championship match.
Yeah, all the way down to the last ball. That was absolutely awesome. It was a pleasure to be a part of it.
And it is my pleasure to introduce to you our first 2-time champion of this event from right here in Las Vegas, Nevada, Ron Mohr.
Congratulations, Ron. Nice work.
Okay, everybody, let's give our finalists one more round of applause here for an unbelievable finish. To present the trophy is Guido Metzger here from Samstown. Come on up.
Thanks for having us every year. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for having us every year.
Guido, you and your staff have done such a great job here. Thank you for hosting the event. If you'd like to present the trophy to Ron.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Ron. Good job.
Thank you so much for having us. Appreciate that.
Okay, Ron, did you think you were going to have enough here for Lennie Boresch here tonight?
Not until the 8th frame. When he gave me a chance, I thought, this is just fun. This is what it's about. I mean, I'm 66 years old now, and the one thing I know is time is going to win. And you never know when it's going to be the last one. I'm sorry, I don't get that emotional about him, but this one was pretty cool. So I love Lennie. We were Team USA teammates, we bowled the Senior Worlds together. I love Lennie for whatever reason, and Lennie knows I've had some good success. I get a break, it seems, most of the times to get by, and it happened one more time. But I love Lennie, and congratulations for a great player. I just love spending time with him, and he's such a good guy. So congratulations.
Yeah, I actually interviewed both of you before this yesterday, and Lennie said that Ron Mohr, one of the greatest bowlers ever in the history of the game, and you said, I got to bowl Lennie Boresch, and he's one of the toughest competitors out here. So the respect between both of you is unbelievable, and the Team USA experience is great. But I do want to talk a little bit about this championship pair. Before you went out to the lanes, we saw a couple of guys play them a little bit straighter, and you were going to come in and play deeper than everybody. Your strategy worked pretty well. Did it come to fruition the way you thought it would?
Exactly. I know we've bowled this pair of the finals several times. I know the right lane stays aboard the two tighter, and just know that. That's why my second frame really surprised me here. So I didn't know if just coming back, if I was a little slow, a little soft. I made a little bit of adjustment, actually over-adjusted, carried the light hit, I think, in the third or fourth frame, whichever, and then was able to come back. And no, it's exactly right. I just hoped if I could get left of those guys, and fortunately on the senior tour, I can do that most of the time. I can get left of most of the guys, and they can open up a shot a little bit for me. This last shot, thanks to you, actually, I just said, if I'm going to miss, I'm going to miss right. I'm going to make sure I get the full hand. I'm going to miss right if I miss it all. And fortunately, I threw it well, and it was enough. So exactly, sometimes strategy helps. A few good shots doesn't hurt.
Yeah, awesome. And, of course, you have a lot of people that support you, sponsors. You've got a big crowd here. Now that you're a Las Vegas resident, who would you like to thank?
Thanks for that opportunity. First and foremost, my wife has been here the whole time. She makes me a better person. There's no question. That's pretty cool. But to be on the Rotogrip staff, and honestly, I believe if I'm bowling against somebody that's not throwing Storm products, they're going to give me a hit a game. So, I'm fortunate and blessed to be with them. Thanks to Turbo for everything that they've done for me over my whole career on the senior tour, and thanks to Bowl TV for putting this out worldwide. This is just fun, guys. This is just fun, and thanks to Samstown and Boyd Gaming for putting up with us every year, and all you guys for coming out. Who knows? Maybe in a week, be great to be standing here again. So let's see.
Awesome. That's Ron Mohr, everybody. And thank you so much to all the players for giving us full access this week. And congratulations again to Ron Mohr. I'm going to send it back into the booth to my broadcast partner, Tom Hess, who's also helped us out this week. And I'll wrap it up with you, Tommy. Congratulations again to Ron.
All right, everybody. I'd like to congratulate Ron. I don't like his prediction about next week, though. I hope I'm up there talking to Mike at the end of next week. But, wow, what a show the guys put on. In a match like that, you hate to see anybody lose. Two great competitors, two great people. Heartbroken for Lennie. Lennie only led the very last round, but Lennie was in the top 2 or 3 all week long. Really stepped up his game yesterday in the match play, and pretty much dominated the match play to take a pretty commanding lead and get the number 1 seed. Absolute heartbreak for my friend Lennie. But what a performance by Ron. As we were speculating, he confirmed in your interview he was going to make sure that ball was getting right. And he got that when he needed it. He got it right, and it ran him over and split the 8-9. Clutch shot.
Yeah, Tom, it was an absolute pleasure calling the competition here with you all week. A lot of fun. I'm sure you wish you were out there competing with them, but you get to now next week at the Senior Masters. Yeah, my fun in the booth is done. I'm not going to say completely done, Mike. If I have the opportunity next week, I'll sit down and join you for a few minutes here and there. But unfortunately, I'm not going to call all the action with you. I'm going to go out. I hope the people enjoyed my commentary this week. I'm going to go try to put on a show out on the lanes next week. I hope that I get a chance to talk to you down there just like I did with Ron Mohr. That's before you got back to the booth. That's what I said. I said, I like everything that happened for Ron Mohr. I don't like his prediction because next week I want to be standing with Ron Mohr where Ron Mohr was, talking to my good buddy Mike. Yeah. We started the week together in the booth here. I want to end next week on the lanes talking to my buddy Mike. Well, it's been a pleasure to cover the PBA 50 Tour along with the Super Senior Classic here. We've got a lot more events coming up here on Bowl TV. And now it's time where we thank everybody. We want to thank the United States Bowling Congress and USBC Board for allowing us to have the Bowl TV platform to provide you the coverage. We want to thank Kegel, the official lane maintenance supplier of the Super Senior Classic and of the USBC. We want to thank our gold partners, Storm, Rotogrip, and 900 Global for their support of this event, along with the Super Senior competitors for providing great competition, which we saw here today. I want to thank Samstown one more time. I want to thank Rob Gottschall, the entire tournament staff. and, of course, you, the Bowl TV community, and the fans of the Super Senior Classic. So for Brian Kane, who produced a wonderful show here tonight, for my man Tom Hess, and for everybody here in Las Vegas at Samstown, my name is Mike Flanagan. We will see you coming up on Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. It is the Senior Masters coming up here as we're getting massages up here in the booth.
From my first victim last year, Donnie Hogue.
Donnie Hogue.
I beat Donnie the first match of the Stepladder last year. I wouldn't mind bowling Donnie again this year. That was a lot of fun.
Well, folks, remember on Bowl TV, massages live here and bowling lives here. We'll see you Tuesday, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you all. Have a good week.